Hello, happy Monday to everybody here. It's been a really special day so far, really powerful day. I'm excited to talk to you about today's theme and to hear how you've all been doing. This is the 30-day Soul Innovator adventure, 30-day adventure. We create a special container where we work with a very specific intention and energy, and we amplify it as a group. Hi, everybody who's coming on. And this year, we're really all about legacy and self-worth, having the self-worth to actually step into, like, hi, Chris and Angie and everybody's coming in. We're really activating this sort of self-worth that allows us to really step into the real legacy of our impact, of our purpose, of our experience of relationship, of our experience of our health and our emotions, of our family. Hi, Kim. Of our work, of our money, all those different things. This year, we always focus a lot on like activating and healing and transforming, but this year, hi, Sam, I wanted to really put a focus on longevity and actually the deeper long game. And it's been intense, and I'm loving it. I hope you're all loving it too. I'm just putting the article in so you guys can check that out. And if you're just joining us for the first time, you're right on time. You know, you can join this 30-day at any point, and then you can register, and I will, catch you up. And I've made a special playlist for people who are following and send out special things. And then I did just open up this program called Uncover. It's been super intense. Hi, Christina. Called Uncover Your Epic Love and Money Legacy, because when we're really filled up and really being nourished and really in alignment, and everyone's legacy of love or money is going to look different, right? But when you're truly in alignment with your legacy, with your experience of relationship, with your experience of wealth and prosperity, you are actually filled and in alignment to do your great work. And when those areas of our life are not, when we're not at peace with them, because, hi, Alexandra, of course, we're oftentimes in progress or removing something in those areas. But when we're not able to be in a real state of peace, where we're like, hey, whatever my love and money situation looks like right now, I know I'm in my legacy. I know I'm being brought towards something, and I'm at peace, and I'm receiving a lot of good in this moment, even if I can see more is coming, right? All is well, and it's going to keep getting better. When we're not in that space of deep peace, where we're really clear that we're in our legacy of our experience of receiving in those ways, we're very distracted, right? It's very hard to be present and to do what we're here to do. And so part of being in the human experience and saying yes to being in a body and yes to being on earth is to really enjoy the pleasures of life. Hello there, sir. It's so good to see you here. Hi. So today has been such a special day. All of these have just been special days. I have to say, it almost feels like third time's the charm. Not that I didn't love the first 2 years we've done this, but I've lived inside of the energy of all these amazing gifts that were created from year 1 and year 2. Hi, Linda. And so I'm more grounded and more capable. I would love to see, if you're in New York, I'd love to see you, by the way. I hear you're there. I'm in LA right now, though. Yeah, I'm more available and more capable because I'm actually living the experience of having done the first 2 years. And like, as I said, most of us who are in for year 3, we're actually living inside of what we had created. And the 3 energy is a beautiful, right? Numerology speaking, that's a very beautiful, deep, masterful number. But also it's like, yeah, it just feels like very on this year. And it's helping. And to be honest, it's transcending a lot of the stories I had. And I think a lot of people who do a lot of work online have about what's possible right now with live streaming. Yeah, I'm going to send you a message after this. With live streaming and, algorithms and all, and if people are still reachable in this way and all of that jazz and noise, it's like, to me, the experience of what we're creating and how engaged and how open people are getting in this just transcends whatever story you'd have of what's possible now. So I'm really enjoying that. And then today, I did open this program, the Uncover Your Epic Love and Money Legacy, for the reasons I just described. And when I do those sort of programs, everyone gets a private session with me. So I've had a lot of those in my calendar. And today was one of those days where I like doing this sometimes, having like a nice early morning where by noon I'd had like 5 really powerful soul board meetings with 5 different people. And the cool thing about that is I hadn't gotten the message for all of us last night, so I figured it would come this morning. And it really came through the energy of everyone I worked with today. And so I'm just sending a lot of love and gratitude to just the amazing energy that was brought through. And I just like get humbled by where people will allow me to go, like the energy I'm being, like the energy I get to be in, like what I get to do. It's that legacy experience, right? Like sometimes you're really in your work day or in your life day or whatever you're doing where you're like, Bella, so good to see you. Where you're like, wow, I'm really getting to do what I'm here to do, and I'm really allowing the highest possibility to come through. And I just had one of those days today where people really let me in, and I really let myself be of the capability of what's possible if someone really says yes to a soul board meeting. So the message that really came through from everyone today, and then therefore for our 30-day container, is just something you might have heard before, but that there are, hi Ariana and Jill, that there are no mistakes, that there truly are no mistakes, and that truly nothing, Joanne, happy birthday, belated birthday, that Stefania, how you doing? That there are truly nothing has ever entered your life experience for no reason. Now, when I work with people who go very deep into the out there, energetic work with me, there's things about entities, and well, we won't get so into that, but the reason I bring that up is sometimes people have deeply victimizing experiences of abuse or trauma, boundary crossing. I've had them. I'm sure anyone watching has had experiences like that. And then in the energy world, I'll have had experiences of working with people with psychic attack. I've had that experience, and energetic, negative energies that have been feeding off of, oftentimes when you're doing deep, like breakthrough healing work, there's negative energies that have been living off a very disempowering story in a lineage. And so as you upper limit and you're breaking out of that, and you're moving beyond what's been possible, because you're all soul innovators, you're innovating here. And as you move beyond what's been possible, oftentimes there's energies that have been living off of the impossibility thus far, and they don't know where to go. And then they just kind of wreak some havoc. And we got to help bring them to their home, and your space is no longer the home for that, right? And so anyway, it can be a very traumatic experience, anything like that, right? And I always say, like, listen, there's nothing that enters your life for no reason. Nothing just happens. It's just not how it works. And your job is to just, if you decide to, your job is to understand, like, how is this right, So for most of us right now, you've probably got something that doesn't feel right, or it's not supporting you the way you desire. Or sometimes, like I had this experience today with someone, like typically when I do this sort of work, everyone resonates, and it's, like I have come into a lot of confidence in my ability and my intuition with people, because I've just had thousands of hours of that confirmation, right? But like sometimes you'll have an experience of someone like really not, hi Jen, not like saying I don't resonate or whatever. And what I teach my students in the Akashic Records is like, typically you're not going to get energy or a message for no reason. So typically you're delivering in a way where they can't receive it. Thank you. Or you're touching a wound that isn't yet able to open, right? And is kind of contracting and trying to protect itself. But like never are you going to have an experience, and this is just, I guess, like a little healing lesson, but I think this works anywhere. Never are you going to have an experience where someone says, I don't resonate at all with what you're saying, or like, I can't receive that, or like, this doesn't make sense to me. If you're in a position to share with them, like if you're in some sort of dialogue or relationship, and like when I'm doing these sessions, I'm in a deep, energetic, spiritual, intellectual dialogue with someone. Like if life and God has put us together, there's a reason. Nothing's ever senseless in this case. So if someone doesn't really resonate with why they're having this reflected to them, or if there's something in your life that's happening, especially with your relationships, your health, or your money, where you're like, why is this happening? Like, I don't like this at all. I think especially with money, I find that it's just telling us it's time to change something. Like, it's always coming from a neutral, like, I want to serve you place. But if you're seeing something you don't like, it's because something has to change. And what I've found is if I'm working with someone and they're like, I don't resonate or whatever it is, it's like, rather than, I think me earlier in my career would have scrunched down or tried to effort and tried to help them understand how it's right, and tried to go a different direction, and just kind of like, does this make sense? Does this make sense? And I think a lot of people, when they first start working with people, right, like, come from that space. But now what I know is, like, everything's perfect. So if something doesn't resonate, it's like, oh my God, that's so great, because that's totally part of this whole game. We're playing with spirit. So basically, why am I being guided to deliver something to you that you don't resonate with, or like isn't totally on? And what I typically find is I'm being asked to channel the situation where they don't feel heard and seen and received, and where they're not advocating for themselves. And so sometimes them speaking out to me or whatever, if you're in this situation, like, sometimes you hire someone to give you the experience of finally advocating and speaking up and getting super clear about what your desire is, right? So there's a difference between surrender and being passive. And one is empowering and one isn't. And one will make you receptive and one will not. So that's something I've learned that I just wanted to share today, is like, it goes back to our message, which is like, there's no mistakes. You're never mistakenly telling someone something or doing something, and nothing's entering your life as a mistake. And that was like the big message here today, right? And again, if something feels off in your money, your relationships, your health, like, those are the big ones where it's like, hey, if something feels off, we need to like look at this now. And I'm gonna like share with you in a minute the rest of the article, because it's more of a transmission. But I did want to just tell you that the other theme of there are no mistakes that came through today, that I thought was fascinating, and I think will be deeply healing for all of us to receive right now, is every person I worked with today, what ended up being the biggest part of their soul board meeting was something that had been deeply wounding and traumatizing and made them feel like it was a mistake or they were a mistake, came back in the fully expanded positive form. Meaning we all know there's a medicine in our wounds and a medicine in the trauma we experience, and a lot of our gifts are kind of, hidden in the like, blessings, and most blessings are in disguise, right? Like, most blessings we don't like at first, most of the time. Like, a lot of the blessings in our life come in disguise, right? So, like, there was this experience for everyone I worked with today where something that had to do with they were given the very distorted version of something, like either religion or just all types of like really unbelievable stories of like trauma actually came through today. And the actual exalted form and the actual, sure, like silver lining, but the exalted form, the highest form, the truth of what was there to heal them in that came through today. And it was like, hey, you've allowed this thing that happened or these people's distorted perception of how to help you make you feel like this was a mistake or you're a mistake. And truly there's no mistakes, but you're now at the point in your life where you need to take this thing, whatever the thing is, whatever the trauma or the programming was, you need to now finally transform it into its exalted form and let it be a friend and an ally. And I'm not really going to give any details about people's sessions, but like, I just want to really like drive point the whole, like, I understand how polarizing what I'm saying could be, because if like some of the things I'm talking about that happened, it's like, if I lived in another universe where people weren't ready to open and play like this, would be like, I don't know what the response would be, but I know that it took a lot of strength and a lot of power and a lot of readiness for what happened today, especially for some of the people. So today is about, how is this for me? How is this not a mistake? And so I just want you to it does make sense, and it's perfect timing. I love this. I love how Spirit is with us in all things, and everyone's here at the right time. So I would love for everyone to let's just touch into the connection to this container, and then we're going to do a little healing here, and then I'm going to read the rest of the article because it's a message to your soul, the rest of it. So, and if you want to get the messages, as I said, you can sign up here. So we're just going to take some breaths here. Breathe in some space and possibility. I'm going to take a little, I've been discussing this. I really enjoy CBD and Qigong. Those are my two favorite things right now to help us process the sort of things I'm talking about. And just take a little pump. So we're just going to take some breaths here and just begin to open yourself to this. Know you're right on time. There are no mistakes if you're watching this live or recorded. Just take some breaths here and just feel the love of life. You're alive, you're in a body, and in order for us to grow and for plants and just for all the life forms to grow, there is a love shining down, there is an attention coming down that allows all that receives it, all that is willing to receive it will grow. That's the message right now. So there is a love, there's a light, there's a medicine raining down on this planet right now. Now more than ever, know that the guardians of this planet, those who are watching over us, who are overseeing this, who are also respecting our free will, want you to know there's a medicine and a light pouring down on this earth now more than ever, ever, ever before. And all who are willing to receive it can be healed. And so just breathe that in, breathe the truth of that in. Let yourself be open to receive the medicine that is here today for all who want to receive it. Take a breath in here. Exhale out and be willing to let yourself be seen. And as you breathe in, part of how you receive what we're saying here right now is that part of the medicine is you're willing to be seen. You're willing to be seen in this thing that you thought was a mistake. The medicine comes from being open for the love that is raining down on this planet, and because you're open and because of where the medicine needs to go, where the medicine that is being brought down onto our planet goes right now is into all the spaces that we think are mistakes. All the things we think that are happening that are mistakes in the world and inside of us, because inside of us is a reflection of the world, right? And so you're going to breathe in and let this medicine go to all the places you thought was a mistake, you thought are a mistake. Breathe that in, let that come in. We're going to hold that here, and I'm just going to share this message. Just close your eyes, receive the medicine that's here. How is this for me? If something has felt off, your job is to get curious about how it would not be a mistake. Rather than focusing on what's wrong, how can you transform it into what is so very right? How is this for me? The traumas, the initiations, and the misguided actions of others that occur specifically in our childhood, there's a deep childhood healing for everyone in this container right now, create deep caves of tenderness in our heart. So you're just going to relax here, receiving the medicine, and maybe let yourself feel into a little bit of that deep cave of tenderness in your heart. We don't know how to let these caves be seen and touched because we don't even let ourselves in there. Just receive that. Open your heart, that little cave to that. We've been walking around and waiting to know if we are truly worthy of acknowledging and healing this tenderness. This is why this medicine that is going into the thing we think is a mistake, we've been so close to it until now, because we've been walking around trying to do and be and have these things that would let us know that we're actually truly worthy of opening this tenderness. And so as you're realizing you're worthy of that, just feel that tenderness open, feel the root chakra grounding. You're very safe here. Hi, Michael. Hi, Jen. I'm glad to hear that. Just stay right here. And these are the questions that have been asked. actually deserving of having someone else be there with us. So in this moment, feel the way you have, there's something, I'm really holding this for us right now, I guess. But in this moment, just feel the way you are innately worthy. You're obviously worthy because I'm here. So are everyone who's watching live, and so are the hundreds of people who watch the recordings. Okay, so you absolutely are worthy because it's happening in real time. You're allowing this tenderness to be here and be held in community, and healing happens in community most of the time, not in isolation. Are we deserving of having someone else be here? Are we worthy of our own healing power? Are we worthy of our own healing power? Breathe that in. Let yourself feel your own healing power. Or must we send it outwards to anywhere but the very spot it's actually meant to mend? So notice that often we have our own healing power for this tenderness. I feel it now in the throat here, just breathing that up into the throat. And we're often sending it everywhere but the spot it needs to be. And then we actually can't feel our worth, right? So we're just gonna breathe in that. Are we worthy of our own healing power? Yes, we are. So begin to feel your own healing power, that your ability to transmute the trauma that has felt like a mistake or made you feel like a mistake. Feel your own healing power now coming into your heart. Breathe here. Let this move down through the body. Forgiveness rippling out. True forgiveness is when we no longer hold the trauma of the experience. That came through today in a session. True forgiveness is when we no longer hold the trauma of the experience in our field. And only then are we really forgiving. Only then can we really forgive, right? It's just common sense, really. So just breathe out here and let yourself truly forgive by truly releasing the trauma in the system. And just take some breaths here. There's a lot moving out of the belly, out of the digestive, everything you've been digesting. Just feel that. Just feel this cycle of healing energy, your own healing power that you're receiving and sending out simultaneously. Letting all who have been connected to this perceived mistake or distorted experience of the true medicine, they are free, you are free. Let the whole thing disentangle and release. 3, 2, 1, go. Receive, just let yourself receive here. And as you continue to receive, and Joanne saying, we all deserve to heal. We are all worthy. Just know this. You are worthy of all of it, of every possible atom of love, peace, and resolution. So I want you to just breathe in those words. Everything has a frequency, right? And we use breath because that's how we can all work together long distance. You are worthy of it. Breathe that in. Of every possible atom. Breathe in every possible atom here. Of love, breathe. Peace, breathe it in. Resolution, really breathe in resolution. Let that move through your system, ground it into the earth. Let the earth feel the frequency of people who know they are worthy of love, peace, and resolution. Let the earth feel that their inhabitants, her inhabitants, are people who have love, peace, and resolution running through them. Feel the way that's healing the planet in this moment. Just breathe here and see the planet healing just because you are now the frequency of love, peace, and resolution. And all you had to do was decide you were worthy of that in all the tender places you thought were a mistake. Take some breaths here. Just feel the connection of all of us. Very deep global community connection here. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel all the threads coming together. Feel the web, this beautiful web of truth that we're all building together. Take a breath. Breathe, breathe. And now just receive a special download that's just for you. We're going to take a few breaths here. Feel the download that is coming into your thoughts that is just for you. There's no mistake. Okay. that which wounded you the most in its distorted form is ready to be transformed into your greatest ally, teacher, and friend. Breathe in that frequency. Let it go to the thing that most wounded you. That which wounded you the most in its distorted form can heal you the most in its transformed, aligned form, right? So breathe that in and let it become transformed into your greatest ally, teacher, and friend. And just breathe here. Beautiful. Yeah, you can say yes, you can type something in, or you can just receive it. I feel a lot of lightness here. Notice if you can feel the sensation around you here. And the other message that came through in the sessions today, and I feel it for all of us, is yes, if you decide to take this on, and I think we all just decided to take this on, this new truth, you might think of today as a second birthday. Hi, Elizabeth. So this is our second birthday. It's a birthday we all share. We're like many, many, many twins, right? Over and over and over again. This is the day, breathe this in here, just close your eyes and receive these words. This is the day you let your true legacy of prosperity, impact, and freedom be born. This is the day, today is your second birthday, this is the day you let your true legacy of prosperity, impact, and freedom be born, right? And just breathe that in and allow that truth. The truth is true and all is well. And just be here and just radiate for the next couple breaths before we complete. Just radiate your love onto the planet. Radiate your truth onto the planet. And within this space of you just sharing your love and your truth right now and your energy, we're waking up other people, we're aligning other situations and experiences, and all situations that looked like mistakes. I'm trying to think, like it's coming to me in energy, like all mistake energy, I'll just say, is dissolving. It's transmuting, it's alchemizing. With each moment that you just radiate your truth and your beauty and your worthiness onto this planet, onto all dimensions that are supporting and service of Gaia right now, we thank all of you. We thank the Akashic guides and guardians, my greatest allies and teachers who support this whole container. I love them so much. Sending out love and light to them. Just feel that happening. Feel the gratitude. Feel something opening that wasn't open before. Feel yourself receiving something you weren't receptive to before. Feel something dissolving you didn't know how to dissolve before, because we're in a new time. Great. Everything that needed to be cleared here today is permanently released and cleared, and it's done. And so it is. Feel that truth. Everything that's been activated and brought in is permanently with you. This new birthday is yours, permanently with you. The benefits will continue to amplify. We just amplify the gratitude to this technology, to all that came before as a mistake that is now an ally and friend and teacher, to all of you sending this transmission, to my Akashic guides and guardians, to all of the energy all of you are bringing here. To everything that has brought us to this moment, I say thank you. Thank you. We know the work will continue beyond this time. We're always connected by heart. And for now, we'll breathe back into existence, the door between worlds. And the records are closed, and so it is. And just stay here for a few more breaths. Let yourself be in this field. Grounding, grounding, very grounded, taking some breaths here. Wiggling the fingers and feet. This is the day we let our true legacy of prosperity, impact, and freedom be born. And just begin to move your body. You're safe. You're safe. It's safe to be doing this. You're very grounded. You're very strong. You're very capable. We're going to just stand. I'm going to stand up a little. Just stand up. Let yourself be here. Let yourself stretch and move. All right. Happy birthday, everyone. Thank you for joining this. You're very welcome. If there's anything you want to share here, I welcome that. I love hearing from everyone. If this feels like something you know other people in your life would really benefit from, I would appreciate you being the messenger, if that's a role you know you're here to have in this adventure, and share this with the people who need it. You're very welcome. And once again, I thank you all, because this is amplified. Like the way I work with energy, I can have fun by myself, but it must engage with others. Like that's how my personal magic works. I think a lot of people's magic works that way, but like I thank you for allowing like the reflection of my stuff I love to do. That's part of my legacy, because it works because we're engaged. So I invite you to stay engaged for this whole 30-day container. Really let this work for you. Really let the miracle happen. And if you're loving this, we've got the Epic Legacy program. It's huge. It's huge energetically, but it's actually very low cost financially. You know, I just wanted to create another accessible way to go deeper. And then I do have my Akashic Records course coming up this fall, and we'll keep talking about that. But if you love this, oh, Xandra, I've been thinking of you. I was going to reach out and see if you wanted to do this 30-day. Sheridan, good to see you. I watched this video. If you didn't see the whole thing, you're going to really like this one. Sheridan, Yana, good to see you. Kept seeing flashes of light. So this is how, if you love this work, if you like how this feels, this is working for me. This is working with the Akashic Records, and it's a real passion of mine to help you explore how you're going to translate that energy and work with it and create in this world. So we'll just keep it going. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you again. Happy birthday, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, cool. See you then.